Hello, my name is Bobby Donuffin and welcome to Trials Evolution Tracks of the Week, where we're going to be showing you our favourite custom tracks made by the community. Now the video is going to be in two parts. The first half of it will be the Trials tracks and the second half of it will be the skill games. So here we go with Trials Evolution Tracks of the Week. Okay, first up we've got Micro Machines Evo by Gwetz 2006. Now I particularly like the design of this track as it's like the Micro Machines games of old. You've got a few different areas, you've got a kitchen area as expected, you've got an outside area. It's not a particularly difficult track, but there are a couple of difficult obstacles thrown in there for good measure. But overall I like the look and the feel of this and the creator has done well to recreate the feel of Micro Machines back in the day. Next up is Super Biker Brothers by Arctic Hands. Now I don't need to tell you all what this track is paying homage to, but I will tell you that it does it very well. It's a nice little track, it's very well put together and it's pleasing on the eye, and I think it's faithful to Mario recreation in Trials Evolution. It is a short track however, but don't let this put you off, it's definitely worth a download. Moving on, we have Temple Maya by WOD Instinct. Once again, this is a themed track set in some old Mayan ruins. There's some very cool mechanisms to this track, and while it is slightly more difficult, it shouldn't prove a problem for completion. But be careful, there be traps in them there ruins. Here we have Comic Zone by Mastock 973, which I believe is a reference to the old Sega Mega Drive game of the same name. And much like in that game, in this track, it looks like you're moving from panel to panel of a comic. Now the creator achieves this by clever use of the walls, and while some of you might be looking for a track with more technical prowess, this track more than makes up for it with its style. Next up we have Skyrim Rift and Evo by Infection, and this track is set in the magical world of Skyrim and takes you through the Thieves Guild and Riften itself. This track is quite trialsy and can get a bit tricky at times, but it's worth sticking through so you can see the hard work that has gone into this faithful recreation. So this is one of my absolute favourites, and it's called Silhouette Redux by Split Jugular. And as you can see, you're riding a track, but all you can see is the shadows on the wall. And this is made difficult by the debris that is scattered across the walls and even fake shadow obstacles. The creator scores 10 out of 10 for creativity on this one, and even scores quite highly on track design too. Moving on, we have Test Subject 002 by Templar Knight 4, and this is a track that's themed on Portal 2. The creator has done well to get many of the aspects of Portal 2 into this track, such as cubes, portals, repulsion gel, and they've even thrown Wheatley in there for good measure. I should point out that the creator also made Test Subject 001, which is based on the Portal 1 game, and while that is a good track, I found the Portal 2 one to be a lot more fun to play overall. And finally we have Funhouse by Blaster Master X. Now if you're just in it for the lulz, then this track is definitely for you. First of all we start off with what I like to call crazy wheels, which makes the bike difficult to control. Sprinkle in with that a few gravity shifts, some speed boosts, some crazy jumps and mechanisms, and even a grand piano, and that makes this track a hell of a lot of fun to play. So that's it for the Trials tracks of the week, so let's move on to the skill games. First off the bat we have Rotatinator by Retroman71. The goal of this skill game is to stay in between the two yellow markers. Once you go past one of those two markers, your attempt is over. The trick is the fact that you have to get over all the obstacles on the Rotatinator, and it also gathers in speed over time. It's such a simple idea, but it's very effective and highly addictive. Next up is Total Wipeout by Zach Woods, which is obviously based on the TV show. And while this is more technically a track than a skill game, it can be found in the skill game section. The creator has also made 2 more Wipeout tracks since this one was released, and while they are good, again this one is my favourite. Here we have Watermania 2.0 by LCDS Altana. I absolutely love this track, and it's so simple. With a simple tweak of the water physics, we've got a whole new way of moving around. So you bail off your bike and use the bounce of the water to negotiate the obstacle course ahead. Now once again the creator has made 3 of these tracks, and I could not pick which one was the best one. So I just put one of them up here, and I guarantee you that if you like one, you will like them all. Moving on, we have Marble 2 by Day and Matt, and this is one of the new mechanics brought into Trials Evolution. There was a marble skill game that came with the game, but what the creator has done here is make a track where you have to use the marble to solve puzzles to open up the next part of the track. It's a nicely made track, and it's great fun to play. Next up we have Skee Ball by Octopod, because who doesn't love a bit of skee ball, right? The scoring here works exactly the same as it does in real skee ball. The top hole gives you the most points, and the water at the bottom gives you the lowest. The trick is, the ball is moving up and down slightly, so you need to time your runs right to score maximum points. This is most probably my favourite skill game out there at the moment, and I highly recommend you guys go and try it out. And finally we have Roly Boly by Valgelo, and in this skill game you have a roll cage attached to the top of your bike. But why would you need a roll cage attached to the top of your bike, I hear you ask in unison? Well, you'll need a roll cage on your bike when some of the track is filled with electricity, so it's up to you to negotiate the track and choose when it's right to roll and when it's right to ride. So that's it, our favourite tracks from this week. A big thank you to Alan for helping me with the many hours we spent playing custom tracks, and we'll be doing it again next week. But for now, I'll leave you with this custom track from Wickfish. It's just 3 bricks, bro. Get over it. And I'll see you next time.